Sofonisba Anguissola was one of the most famous women painters in Italy in the 16th century. She was born in Cremona in about 1535 and died in Palermo, Sicily in 1625. Her father, Amilcare Anguissola, encouraged Sofonisba and her sisters to study art and music as proper accomplishments for young noble women. Sofonisba turned professional, as did at least 4 of her sisters. She painted religious scenes, portraits, and self-portraits. A traditional portrait provided information about the sitter's appearance. It could be true to life or better than life. A portrait also provided information about the sitter's status in society. A portrait could advertise the artist's skill and what kind of style and subject an artist excelled at. In one of Sofonisba's early self-portraits, made in 1556 while she was living in Cremona, she shows herself at work with the tools of her trade. She holds a mahlstick or hand rest in one hand and a brush in the other. An easel supports her palette and a painting. The painting depicts Mary embracing the Christ child. Sofonisba's round face is youthful, with porcelain-like skin, large eyes, and full lips. Her pose is lifelike. She seems to have paused in her work to acknowledge the presence of the viewer. This means she will continue to paint, making her look like a hard-working artist, a quality patrons admired. The affectionate relationship between Mary and her son, and their elongated bodies, tell us that Sofonisba is painting in a new style, known now as Mannerism. At this time, around the middle of the 16th century, Mannerism is slowly replacing the Renaissance style. Sofonisba's velvet dress suggests affluence and is most appropriate for an aristocrat, but the dress is relatively modest, highlighted not with all-over embroidery, for instance, but with a white linen collar and cuffs edged with ruffles. Modesty was a virtue required of all women, and the dress serves to underline this virtue. Sofonisba wears a similar dress in a self-portrait executed in 1561 when she was employed at the Spanish court of King Philip and Queen Isabel in Madrid. She painted several portraits of Queen Isabel. Sofonisba's position, however, was lady-in-waiting to the Queen. The post of court painter would have been beneath the dignity of an aristocrat like Sofonisba. Sofonisba appears to have invented this type of self-portrait, the artist playing a musical instrument. In showing herself seated at the clavichord, she focuses on an extra skill, one that indicates good breeding. The artist's ability to paint is implicit. A patron beholds the evidence when looking at the painting. The patron can judge Sofonisba's lifelike treatment of hair, skin, and fabrics. Because she has included her older servant, a patron can see how well she is able to portray people of different ages. Sofonisba's interest in older faces is also evident in her later self-portraits. Her last one dates to about 1620, when she was in her late 80s and living in Palermo. She paints herself seated in a chair. She gazes at the viewer. Her grey hair is tucked under a transparent veil. Her face and hands stand out, reminding us how she created her art, with her head and with her hands. Sofonisba Anguissola died in 1625. Her husband composed an epitaph for her tomb in the church of San Giorgio dei Genovesi in Palermo. Among other things, it says she was outstanding in portraying people so well that there was no equal in her age.